Hi, this is Tim of the 1916 Company. Welcome and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email us Team Mosso at the1916company.com for purchase, pricing, and availability questions regarding this watch. Today we're discussing a lovely 2022 20-piece limited edition in grade 5 titanium from Laurent Ferrier. Technically, this is the Série Atelier 4. So this is the fourth watch in a series of models offered in limited edition and sold directly from the manufacturer to enthusiasts. The watch is 40 millimeters in diameter, and I should mention this is also known as the Classic Micro-Rotor Magnetic Green. So 40 in diameter in grade 5 titanium. It is 11.2 millimeters thick and from end to end, 47.2 millimeters from lug to lug with a 20 millimeter spacing between the lugs. A wonderful suede top coat and bottom substrate. You can see here this is all Alcantara, a super high-end synthetic suede that is often found on touch points of high-performance cars like seat inserts, shift knobs, and steering wheels. It's also a very expensive option for premium headliners in many cars. And then on the top we have a almost nubuck-like leather texture with green to match the magnetic green, a stitch of corresponding color, a little bit of bolstering to give it volume, a folded edge, no crimping, no gouging, a brand new Laurent Ferrier factory strap. We've got the company's signature fluid titanium pin buckle to match. Throw this on my wrist. I can tell you that Alcantara feels wonderful against the skin. And it's not super broad. At 47.2 lug to lug, I would actually say it would be worth trying this on a wrist as small as 13.5 centimeters circumference because the lug shape works with you. The materials, titanium and sapphire, are super light. My wrist 16 centimeters circumference, so I would actually consider this a unisex option. The watch is made of grade 5 titanium, which is hypoallergenic and lighter than steel, just like grade 2, but also takes a polish better than grade 2, and it is more scratch resistant than both standard watchmaking steels and grade 2 titanium. A little bit of a teardrop undertuck to the lugs. Not a lot of hard character lines here, though. You can see there's a sort of soft crease down the center where the tumble home of the top and the tumble home of the case back meet in a sort of sheer profile, but it's very subtle. Originally known as the Galet, the classic case was designed to evoke a pebble smoothed in a stream over ages. We have a little bit of countersink to a vintage-inspired, unbranded onion-style crown, because on a lot of pocket watches, restored by Laurent Ferrier, the man, there would have been an onion profile unbranded crown. Now, of course, Ferrier was also an accomplished race car driver, which is why you have this motorsports-inspired Alcantara used on the straps. The dial, magnetic green metallic, so a green metallic sunburst at center and then an azurage or a concentric pattern on the small seconds. All of the dart-style indices, as well as the assegai or spear-style hands, are made of white golds that will never tarnish, oxidize, or diminish with time. On the case back, you can see one difference between this and a standard micro-rotor movement is that here we don't actually have stripes. We have this satination or brushed pattern across. You could see Série Atelier 4, and this is number 2 of 20. So the Série Atelier 4 is going to be yours with 72 hours of power reserve by a jeweled staff micro-rotor that uses a micro-ratchet. It is the most silent and unobtrusive winding system I've ever encountered. Single barrel, 72-hour power reserve that's achieved with an average-sized barrel and just one of them because we have a double direct impulse escapement system with nickel phosphorus wheels. It works like Breguet's natural escapement of 1802 with each wheel directly impulsing the balance in one direction of travel. There is no Swiss lever. This improves precision, reduces maintenance requirements, and extends power reserve. 6-position adjustment, one more than a standard chronometer, pivots on 35 joules, 30 meters water resistance, so don't swim with it, splashes only. You can see it is a free-sprung balance, so all adjustments done with variable inertia screws on the balance rim. That allows for precise adjustment as well as better shock tolerance. We also have an overcoil hairspring, so in any physical position, the watch is isochronous, as they say, keeping very consistent time. It's a 3 hertz beat rate, so 21,600 vibrations per hour, and the finishing, short of something like Grubel Forsey, Ferdinand Berthoud, Long und Heine, or maybe the best Romain Gaultier. This is really up there in the top 10 of all brands. And while Laurent Ferrier is an établisseur, buying parts from the best suppliers, finishing, assembly, and regulation happens in-house, and they hang their hat on that. Bevels a mile wide, a fully black polished and beveled steel bridge for the winding system, engine turning, beautifully tight and concentric on the base plate, polished screw heads with chamfered slots in circumference, a steel skeletonized half bridge for the balance with 4 sharp interior creased bevels, 1, 2, 3, 4 more sharp interior bevels on the bridges. You've got that satin finish. You've got the same polished countersink in all of the jewel wells that you find on the edge on the bevels. So that's sort of a partridge eye treatment and beautiful. This watch is simply groaning with features and refinements. I love it. Reach out to Team Mosso at the 1916company.com for purchase and pricing details.